everybody. Thank you for being here with us. My name is Leslie and I'm from Studies Planet, and I'm here with Veronica from Florida Atlantic University. So, hi Veronica, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
So I will ask you some questions that some of our students have been asking during their process. And these are like the most relevant that we've been receiving. So the first of all will be, how many nationalities can we find among the students?
I want to start off with, I went to FAU last week and it was so much fun. It's everything people think of when they think of Florida: the weather, the culture, the food, everything was beautiful there. And so when I went to campus, that is one thing that I noticed. I was in the dining hall, I was eating, and I could see so many nationalities, so many ethnicities. There's white, Hispanic, Asian, Black, African American. There was just so many diversity there. FAU is actually considered the #1 most diverse public university in Florida, and I was definitely able to see that when I was there. Sometimes when you go to universities, you notice that there's groups of people, and some of those groups are the same nationality, so either white or Latinos. But this, when I sat down to see everything, the students were in groups, but they were all in different nationalities. So they all had white, Black, Asian, Hispanic, all in that. So it was nice to see that diversity there.
Where is the college located? Because you mentioned it's in Florida, but where exactly? Could you maybe refer some famous streets or coffees?
Yeah. So FAU is located in a city called Boca Raton. It is very close to the beach, an hour north of Miami, and then 30 minutes of Fort Lauderdale. Those are two major airports. So we have Miami and we have Fort Lauderdale, and easy access for students to come and go. I know for many people that were flying in to visit the university, they could get direct flights from Panama, Mexico, South America, like Brazil. They could find those direct flights, and I know that's something important, especially for international students. You know, they don't live there, they can't just drive 2 hours or 3 hours, they have to fly. So it's important to be able to have that easy access and transportation. So yes, it's located in Boca Raton, very close to, it's a small city. So when you think of it, it is in Florida, but it's not like Miami. You know, Miami has the big buildings and just like a lot of activity. Boca Raton is definitely for much more calm, and I think it's what students are looking for, a space where they can focus. And then if they want to go out and explore and have fun, you know, Miami's right there.
And how do students get there? They live on campus? Is it a city campus or is it like a closed campus?
So like I said, the students who are flying in can have easy access through those airports, and then once they get there, they arrive, and there's so many transportation that can take you to the campus. And then once you're on campus, especially if you're a freshman, I recommend you live on campus. So.
And how many libraries and labs does the university have?
So in total, I wouldn't know. I just know there is a lot. It really depends on the campus or on your major. So let's say you're majoring in ocean engineering. There's a specific campus for that. It wouldn't be main campus. It wouldn't be Boca Raton. It would be some other campuses. So FAU has the main campus, and then there's smaller campuses depending on your major. So we're looking at different, you know, I was able to visit the the engineering and computer science lab. And that was really, really, really cool, because when you go in the lab, it's not just undergrad or graduate students, it's undergrad students. So when you think about labs and projects, you think about graduate students, finishing whatever the work that they need to do. But it was really interesting to see a collaboration of both undergrad and graduate students in this lab. And that says a lot about the school. It invests a lot of money in research. So they're adding different labs constantly. And I think they've invested over millions of dollars for students to have these resources. I know there's also computer labs for students to have access to. Some of them are open 24/7. Also, there's the libraries there. There's one on main campus, but also keep in mind that with these libraries, there's also tutoring that's offered for free for the student. And this tutoring can also be virtual tutoring, so that's nice.
It's Florida Atlantic University, a recognized university. And what is the percentage of acceptance?
So Florida Atlantic University wouldn't be one of like the top 100. It is rising. I think we're ranked 140, FAU is. But as part of, I think the US News and World Report, it's basically a well-known resource. It's one of the top 3 fastest progressing engineering colleges in the nation. So just because the school is not ranked, their programs are rising pretty quickly. So I know that the environmental engineering is number 98, engineering number 162. So there's just because the ranking is not as high, it is going up pretty quickly. So probably next year you'll see them up in the top 100. So yeah.
What is the strongest faculty?
Do you mean the strongest college?
Let's say the strongest college, yes.
Okay, I would definitely say that the College of Engineering and Computer Science is something that the university has invested a lot of money in their labs, in their research. And I think that would probably be a well-known college that is up and rising.
Is it difficult to be accepted at a university? Do you have any recommendation or any suggestions for a strong application?
FAU wants all the students right now. It's a new partnership with Study Group, and they just want an influx of students to come and join their university. I think we'll talk about this later, I guess, but as far as the requirements, they are looking for a student that is around the GPA of a 3.0, but they will be looking at students with a GPA as low as 2.75. So if you have a student that has a GPA of 2.75 to 3.0, please apply because FAU wants students.
So it's really good to hear that FIU wants all the students. So we will make sure that the students get this notice.
Yeah, I will say this, there is an admissions faculty or staff from FAU that is helping Study Group look at applications. So the application turnaround, so you submit your turnaround. I saw an application not too long ago, I think it was yesterday. Someone submitted their application and within the same day or next, they got an I-20. So it's very quick, as long as the student meets what the requirements. I think that's really good news for the students too, because it helps prepare the student. Okay, I got in, what's next? I need to prepare my visa, I need to prepare, the I-20, get ready for moving to another country, you know. So there's a lot to prepare, especially for an international student. So I think having a quick turnaround, having a quick answer is very helpful for the student.
When can the student apply to the university? Is there a deadline?
So the good news is that we've already started accepting the 1st of February. That's when all students get the basically get to apply. The application deadline is July 15th, and that is for all students. But if you are applying or want to apply for the scholarship, that is due by May 1st.
And how many scholarships does the FAU have for international students?
So FAU does have a scholarship for undergraduate freshman students, and then also for transfer students. For freshmen undergrad, they have a $24,000, so $6,000 for the 4 years, and then a total of $12,000 for the transfer students. So that there is an opportunity there. Again, if you are applying for the scholarship, the deadline is May 1st. So you want to get all your applications and all your transcripts ready for that deadline. I think there might be leniency, because when I was at FAU, we talked and we're like, well, you know, what if we don't meet the deadline? Is this something that you will take away from the student? I believe there's still a chance even after the deadline to get a scholarship. So just keep that in mind. We still want those applications due by May 1st if you are applying for a scholarship, but just know that there is those requirements put in. Also, I have to mention this, the SAT or ACT is a requirement for FAU. Now, this can be done either before getting to campus or after getting to campus, okay? Again, there's no minimum score, so you don't have to get this high score and then you get accepted. It's just a law in Florida. For FAU, Florida state law, this is a mandatory law, you can't get away from it. We have to have a score on record.
So does it mean that when the student applies to the university, what are the main requirements that the study group asks for?
Okay, the main requirements are a minimum GPA of 3.0. Again, they will look at a GPA of 2.75. If they are applying for engineering, the GPA for math is 3.0. So just keep in mind, if you see an applicant or if you know as a student you're applying for engineering, make sure that your math score is equivalent to 3.0. And then the IELTS requirement is a 6.5 overall. And then SAT, ACT requirement, whether that's before or when you get to campus.
Okay, and this is for undergrad level, right?
Mm-hmm. This is for undergrad direct admission. Now for transfer students, undergrad, the minimum GPA is 2.5. The IELTS is the same, 6.5 overall, and then the SAT, ACT, which can be done before or after.
What is the range price at the university?
I actually like talking about this because this tuition and fees are very, very competitive compared to other partners that we have. That we're looking at $17,374 for tuition and fees, which is really, really competitive, not just within the public universities in Florida, but also with other universities in the US. Keep in mind, this does not include, this is just tuition and fees. So there's still meals and housing and insurance and I think it will come up to like a total of 27,000. I can send you all the links with the prices, but for tuition and fees, it will be a total of 17,000.
Okay. Great.
And that's not including the
scholarship.
The scholarship. So it is pretty low. It is pretty low, and we are really excited about that.
It is. And how about living in Florida? Is it expensive?
Well, the student, and this is what I recommend, I don't think it's mandatory by the school, I don't believe, but if you're living on campus, I would say that it's better because students don't have to pay for transportation. They have all access once they step out of their dorms. You know, they have access to their dining, they have access to the library, the tutoring, they have everything right there. They don't have to worry about, oh, how am I going to get to campus? So I would say on campus, it's, I don't know the price of that. I would have to send you the fees, but living in off-campus area, you have to think about apartment price. You have to think about transportation, parking pass, you know, cooking your own food. There's different things that you have to think about when living off campus versus on campus. As far as pricing, it really just depends. I can't give you a pricing at this moment because I don't know for the on campus, but for the tuition that it's offering, I would say it's still going to be low, including the scholarship.
Yeah, of course. So it means that the accommodation is guaranteed for freshman year students?
That's a good question. Yeah, so actually it's first come, first serve.
I see.
So if there's room and the student has applied and there's room, then yes, it is included in that.
Okay. So it means that the students have to apply as soon as possible.
Yes, exactly. Exactly what it means. Yeah.
Perfect.
But there are several, when I was there was so many dorms, freshman dorms and upperclassmen dorms, that there would probably have to be a lot of students applying. So it really just depends. It is first come, first serve though. So yes, apply. As quickly as you can.
Yes. Okay, perfect. So we've reached the end of all the questions that we have for you. I don't know if you would like to add something that you believe it's important that the students acknowledge.
Yeah, just keep in mind, just because I said for the requirements in IELTS, score of 6.5, they also accept TOEFL, Duolingo, Cambridge, ELS. They accept different English tests. So just keep that in mind. In IELTS, if you don't have an IELTS, you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? Now I have to pay for a test. No, they accept other tests. So just keep that in mind. And then another thing I would have to say about FAU is just, when I was there, it's a great school. It's what a lot of students, specifically Latin America, I would say, is looking for, because I would say a lot of students are looking for the same climate. I want to be in warm weather. I want to be close to the beach. I want to be, around a diverse group of people. And this is the place to be. It is definitely one of the top schools that invests a lot of money in their students, and a lot of students get employed after they are done with their degree, which is a really, really good thing to hear, because again, the support that FAU offers to their students is immense. It's incredible.
That's so good to hear, really. Thank you for this, and thank you for your time and for being here answering all these questions.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be it. Thank you.
Yes, come to FAU. Hopefully you enjoy it as much as I did when I was there.
Super.